What is an angle? And what indeed is a right angle? Greetings and welcome to the new math channel. In the last video, we defined what an extended line and circle are. Here's a quick review. An extended line is derived as a straight line that extends indefinitely, as near or as far as desired in either direction. A circle is defined as the shortest complete path from which the distances to a given point, called a center, are all described by the same straight line, and a straight line from one point on a complete path, if extended toward the center, will meet the complete path again. In this video, we will systematically derive right angles as the fourth requirement of Euclid's elements. The first question that comes to mind is, what is a right angle? First, let's define a vertex. A vertex is defined as the intersection of two lines. An angle is then formed from this intersection of two lines. To measure this angle, the vertex must coincide with the center of any circle, and one of the lines must coincide with a diameter. A diameter is a line segment through the circle center whose endpoints lie on the circle path. A magnitude is defined as the idea of size, dimension, or extent. It is a scalar quantity. A ratio of magnitudes is defined as the comparison of any two magnitudes. Let's take the line segments AB and CD. The ratio is AB colon CD, which is the comparison of the lengths of AB and CD. AB is called the antecedent, and CD is called the consequent. An antecedent is the first part of the ratio, and the consequent is the second part. No numbers have been derived, so the length is just some magnitude, quantity, or size. Next, we will define an arc as any length portion of the circle, also known as periphery or circumference. The measure of an angle is defined as a ratio of magnitudes, where the antecedent is the length of the circle arc subtended by the angle, to the consequent, which is its radius length, where the radius is the straight line from the center to any part of the circle path. The vertex is located at the center of any circle so that the angle has a corresponding arc of the circle. A right angle can be derived by observing that four equal arcs correspond to four angles in any given circle. Some terms to define. Symmetry is defined as the property or attribute of being made up of exactly the same paths, lines, or parts in general. A bisector is defined as cutting an object into two equal parts. A radii is the plural form of a radius. Proof. Given that any diameter, a line through the center, partitions the circumference of any circle into exactly two equal paths or parts by the property of symmetry, we know that any diameter subtends an arc that is half the circumference. A bisector of the diameter can be constructed at the center of any circle, such that a bisector further also divides the half-circle circumference into two equal parts. Note that the arcs so formed on either side of such a bisector are equal by symmetry. Thus, we call each of these angles in the half-circle right angles. Moreover, we call the bisector line a perpendicular to the diameter because it forms two right angles whose vertices are at the center, one at either side of the diameter. We now have defined the concepts of center, vertex, angle, arc, ratio, right angle, radius, diameter, bisector, perpendicular, and introduced the notion of symmetry. That is, the quality of being made up of exactly similar paths or parts. A transversal line is defined as a line that intersects two different lines. The lines being intersected may themselves intersect each other without respect to the transversal. All the lines in the figure below are transversal lines. Parallel lines are defined as chords A chord is a line segment joining 2 points on a curve, or lines that are subtended on equal arcs between the chord and the diameter, and are said to be parallel to the diameter. In the figure below, the green lines are parallel and the blue arcs are equal. The two diameters are perpendicular to each other and whose point of intersection is the circle center. In the diagram below, green and blue diameters are perpendicular because there are 4 equal arcs. A chord that rests on equal arcs from a given diameter is parallel to the diameter which does not intersect and perpendicular to the diameter which does intersect. Either of these diameters can serve the function of transversal. A co-interior angle is defined as an angle that lies between the two lines on the same side of a transversal. An alternate angle is defined as an angle that lies between the parallel lines and is equal to the co-interior angle located at the other parallel line on the opposite of the transversal. The concept of right angle has been derived as the 4th requirement of Euclid's elements. In the next video, the 5th requirement of Euclid's elements will be derived.